oh man, how long has it been since I've done a hero review video? Welcome back to another video. So, we have a new season, new seasonal summon portal, and I do believe it's called the Springvale season. So, we do have some new heroes as well as some new costumes. So, why not, just have a look at some of them. Now, I think with the previous update, I do believe that they have adjusted the costume bonus stats. So you can see here 15% attack bonus, 15% defense, 20% health bonus, and 5% mana bonus. So you can see it does make Master Leaper's costume, for example, be a little bit more hardy, be a bit more resilient. And I think maybe, you can see this being used in certain blue stacks. But I think the highlight here would be Archie getting a costume. Why they decided not to have a costume for Roosley, who's just been completely trash. I will have no idea, but they decided to give Archie costumes as well as Jasper, the new one. And I do believe Jasper's one, they basically just made it a bit better than the standard one. Just in terms of HP regeneration, a bit more attack, a bit more critical chance, and the same negative mana generation debuff. So only this time it's 5 turns instead of the usual 4 for the mana generation debuff, and it's less turns for the effect. But I think for this hero to be used, I think you would use it in Mythic Titans or in Titans. I don't really see this a lot in Rush Wars, but who knows? Maybe this will put him over the edge, especially with that high health and giving that much attack and critical chance. Archie, I do believe it's also an immediate upgrade. So not really. So they reduce the damage by 10%, but that scales up with the costume bonus as well, so it doesn't really matter in terms of the damage. But all enemies are immune to new status effect buffs for 4 turns, and they receive 300 damage per each of attempted buff as opposed to 150. It's really good. Negative 10% accuracy for 4 turns. That's fine. Him being a druid instead of a wizard means you potentially deal less damage as well, because the wizard, you get this talent where you can deal 15% extra damage per active buff on the enemy. So I guess it doesn't matter. I think the other highlight here would be the new heroes that are in the portal. There's Timothy, she's a cute pig, and Miss Ethel, which looks like a battle bull, I guess. So let's have a look at Timothy first. It's a 5-star red hero, rogue class, with the Springvale family bonus. So bonus for 2 or 3 heroes, 10 or 20% attack. Adventure awaits. Average speed. Boost health of all allies by 560. Boosted health can exceed maximum HP. All allies got 20% attack and an additional plus 10% each time any ally casts their special skill, up to a maximum of 70% for the next 3 turns. The caster gets negative 20% defense for 3 turns. This effect can't be cleansed. So boosting the health by a lot. And if you order it in such a way that you can get Timothy to fire first, fire your defense down hero, and then fire your big hitter, the big hitter will fire at 30% attack, plus 30% attack as opposed to plus 20. So it's a very interesting mechanic here. I kind of like this. If you can chain abilities to happen after you fire Timothy. So we'll have to see how. I think this encourages mono a lot as well, because if you get everyone to fire in, like, say 9 tiles, for example, so you get Timothy to fire first, and you have your biggest hitter to fire last, so that gives him about 60% attack, which is, I think, really, really strong. So yeah, pretty cool. I like this concept. Pretty interesting. Not a must-have, I think. I mean, there's no cleanse, so that's the biggest problem as well. So you are limited by any ailments that affect your teams. You still need to bring another cleanser. Okay, the next one is Miss Ethel, 5-star blue fighter. Moving for fight, average speed, deals 600% damage to the target. If the target had more than 40% health before receiving damage, targets another enemy who has over 40% health before receiving any damage from this special skill. If none of the enemies have 40% health, targets a random enemy. The damage is reduced on each consecutive hit. Each enemy can only be hit once. The caster gets negative 15% mana generation for 3 turns. This effect can't be cleansed. So it's basically it's basically another version of N, which doesn't put any ailments on heroes, but instead what it does is it hits like a truck. So 600% damage. I do believe the next drop off will be when they say reduce. I do believe it's a 50% reduction. I do believe from the initial hit. So 600%, then it drops by 50%, and then the subsequent hits will drop by 50% based on the previous hit. So it doesn't drop like it doesn't go from like the third target onwards. It doesn't deal that much damage. So it actually deals quite a significant damage for the first, second, and third target, and then the fourth and fifth is not too much. But 600% is a lot. So 600% with that attack stat, as well as with this attack up, and if you want to pair this with other heroes to get this attack up as well, is going to be quite painful, especially with a legendary troop as well. There is a chance to even puncture through some of the massive health that the legendary troops give heroes as well. So I think it's a very interesting hero. Remains to be seen whether or not it can be usable in wars, but I guess this one can be like a one-man hit show. You can just put like defense down, say someone like Adelinda, for example, or someone that deals defense down to all. So maybe something like Cinnamon, for example, and then you can get Miss Ethel to hit really, really hard. So these are the new heroes that are out. Now, if you do a 10 pull during this seasonal summon, there is a chance to get a Tome of Ascension, Legendary Tome of Experience, Epic Tome of Golden Emblems, and 10 food bundles within your perfect 10. So you also get a legendary seasonal hero as well, and it's only applicable once every 24 hours. So I'm pretty sure the whales and anybody who wants to spend in this particular portal, what you can do is spam your 10 pulls until you get the perfect 10. Wait the next day, do it again, wait the next day, do it again. So very, very interesting way to just pull money in. So we do have 10 pulls. Saved it up from the previous Luna event. Want to see whether we can get anything new. I do have a Lepus that I have not leveled, costume Lepus that I have not leveled. I'm not really intending to level, but it'll be interesting to get either Ethel or maybe Jasper. I wouldn't mind a Jasper. Ethel, not too interested in Archie for the time being, although he might be useful in the current meta. Who knows? Let's see what we can get with 10 pulls. I'm not expecting too much. I mean, 10 pulls, the odds aren't really that great, so who knows? Remains to be seen. If you don't pull, you don't get anything. So if you pull, at least you have a small percentage chance to get something. But right now it doesn't seem like it. Getting trash all the way. Well, I do believe in any case, if we get any heroes, it does help to either I'll level it or I'll just use it for soul exchange. I guess it also depends also what I can get here, because if I can get Ethel, I might consider something else, a different choice for soul exchange, but doesn't seem likely. Alright, last one. Don't think there is anything else. Yeah. Well, good luck for those who want to pull. If you get Timothy, Jasper costume, Miss Ethel, or Archie costume, do let me know your thoughts on the comments. There's also a new Goblin as well that is out. Might as well just do it right now. Rocket, 5-star Ranger with this passive 40% chance to deal 90% damage to all enemies and get negative 25% accuracy for 3 turns, which is really good. And then for 1, 2, or 3 goblins together, each time this hero takes damage from a special skill, removes 50, 75 to 100% boosted health from all enemies. So actually really good. Goblin explosives, fast speed. With her, the target gets negative 333 defense. Wow, it's actually quite a lot. Summons a goblin explosive fiend for the target and nearby enemies. The fiend damages the enemy with 195% attack every turn. So I guess 195% attack is actually quite a lot. The Goblin Explosive Fiend absorbs healing and disappears when it has absorbed health equal to 20% of its owner's max health. 20% is not that much. When the Goblin Explosive Fiend disappears after it has absorbed enough healing, the owner receives 1701 burn damage over 3 turns. That is a lot of burn damage. I think it's about 567. And I guess that scales with attack stats. Yep, it does. So you would need it to be at this particular attack stat in order for you to get 1700 burn damage. Very interesting hero. Don't know how good this hero will be, especially since the Wither only targets a single target. But the fact that the fiends deal quite a lot of damage, this is 195%. The one I can think of would be something like Econia, for example. How much does Econia do? Let's just have a look. Econia does 250% attack, but it's only to one target and other holy enemies that are on the same team. So slightly different, less damage, but at least you hit 3 right off the bat. So yeah, hopefully we'll want to see whether this will be really good or not. It might not be. I mean, generally if you have the chance to either choose between Rocket or Pepper Flame, I think Pepper Flame would be the more obvious choice. So yeah, anyways, I don't have any pulls for that, so good luck for those who are attempting to do pulls for this seasonal summon or the goblin summon. Congrats if you have gotten anybody, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. GG.